action. Nagasaki VELCA taking on Yokohama B-CORSAIRS. Here in the Happiness Arena. Been a very happy arena, in fact. In recent times, this Nagasaki VELCA team has been winning a lot of games, several games in a row, in fact, before falling to Sendai 89ers in their last time out. And you can look in the Western Conference. They are right in the 113-13, down in 5th place, chasing one of the playoff spots. Yokohama B-CORSAIRS at 9-17 in the Central. They have lost their last couple of games, but nevertheless, plenty of expectations for this team to come out and get it done. They lost a couple of games to San Antonio Phoenix, and that followed on from a big win over Hiroshima Dragonflies. They had won 2 of 3 before losing their last couple of games. So Nagasaki VELCA, again, you can look at their recent results, and well, that's 4 games. They're playing well, especially against Ibaraki. Beat Shiga Lake Stars in a couple of games. Shimane beat Ibaraki in a couple of games. Beat Sendai to kind of go on a big winning streak and put themselves into contention for a spot in the playoffs. Yokohama B-CORSAIRS have found the going tough, but have shown signs, certainly with getting some players back from injury. Mike Kotsar especially is going to help them moving forward. They had lost 4 in a row. They beat FE Nagoya 93-77, and they fell 80-79 to Hiroshima before winning 85-73. And of course, you can see the 2 defeats to San Antonio Phoenix. They're not getting blown out, 84-80 and 87-72. And Lassie Tuovi, really good coach. I'm sure he's going to put things right at some point this season. And the relative numbers coming into this game, and look at the shooting percentages. Yokohama shooting it at 53.3%, but just inside the arc, but 28.4% from deep. That's a marked contrast to the 34% from deep for Nagasaki. Also, the free throw shooting needs to get better for Yokohama. That's where they can probably improve. Obviously, the rebounding and the defensive stats. Takashi Hiraidy, Shohei Uchida, and Satoshi Oyama, the referees for today. It's Hiraidy. Takashi Hiraidy is going to be the crew chief.
Today's referee crew chief, Takeshi Hiraidy.
And for Yokohama, it's going to be Sasaya Ingles, Damian Ingles, Gary Clark, Sugieta Oba, Kiefer Ravena, Kento Mori, Mike Kotsar, who's been out for a long time, but he came back in the series to face Sendai, Kai King, Matsuzaki, and Sudo on their roster for this game. Starting 5 will be Gary Clark, Kiefer Ravena, the Filipino international Kento Mori, Mike Kotsar, and Sudo. So there's relative numbers for Yokohama. Sudo, important player, Koya Sudo, 7.2 points per game. There's Lassie Tuovi, the head coach. And talk about Kotsar as well, what he means to this team. In the games that he has played, he's averaged 10.5 points, 9.2 rebounds. So he's almost a double-double. And with him having been out of the lineup, that has been a huge hole to fill for this team. They've been kind of treading water, but certainly hopeful that things are going to turn around. And you got the veteran Kintamori. Not big numbers, but here is Kiefer Ravena, and look at his numbers. 9.8 points. So 14.8 for Yudai Baba, the Japan international, and the team of Nagasaki VELCA. His shooting percentage from deep is good, 34.6%. It's definitely acceptable. So the starting five will be, or excuse me, the roster will be Zach Matsumoto, Karimata, Jerome Brantley, Ibayashi, Morikawa, Smith, Takahira, Edu, Yamaguchi, Baba, and Kawamata. Edu also Filipino international, much like Ravena. So we got a couple of Gilas men going at it today. I'm sure they'll shake hands before and after the game, but during the game, they will be adversaries. Edu, in fact, averaging 5.6 points per game. We're looking for his numbers to go up, but at the end of the day, they get so much out of Brantley at 19.1 points, 5.4 rebounds, and as well as Baba, as we saw, 14.8 points per game. And Zach, coming off the bench, provides a real combative presence, 7.1 points, excuse me, 7.1 rebounds to go to 6.1 points per game. Starting five will be Matsumoto, Brantley, Smith, Edu, and Baba. And speaking of Smith, Mark Smith, 20.2 points per game and 4.5 assists per game. So significant player in the grand scheme of things for this team. Needs to play a lot of minutes and does. And again, AJ Edu. Here's number 15. Yudai Baba, number 18. After that starting five, Kenji Matsumoto, not the guy that you're looking for huge production, but nevertheless plays an important role. Comes in at 2 points per game. Defensively, very important in the grand scheme of things. But Yudai Baba, really the star of this team here in Japan. There's Coach Mayor. High fives, low fives, and getting ready to match with Tuovi. I think we'll look at the starting fives again for both teams. Yep, it'll be Brantley, Matsumoto, AJ Edu, Yudai Baba, and Mark Smith for Nagasaki on the left, and going up against Kintamori, the captain, number 18, along with Sudo, Gary Clark, Kotsar, and Kiefer Ravena. Damian Ingles coming off the bench. That's quite a load coming off the bench. And again, my expectation is that this Yokohama B-CORSAIRS team is going to start playing better. Again, it's year one after Yuki Kawamura, the former MVP of the league. No time like the present for Yokohama B-CORSAIRS to start turning it on. Well, hello everybody. Once again, welcome. We are underway here in Japan. Nagasaki VELCA taking on Yokohama B-CORSAIRS. And coming right out and stroking at Yokohama B-CORSAIRS, the three-pointer pseudo, and that is a terrific sign for them. He was wide open. You have to take care of that. The home team can't leave him with that good of a look. Here's Mark Smith. Udai Baba over to Brantley. Goes in, throws it down. A little bit of emphasis. Nobody stepping in front of the 28-year-old big. High arcing layup for Pseudo, or no, excuse me, Keeper Ravena. Real opportunity for Keeper Ravena to establish himself as a leading player in this league. We can turn this thing around, help Yokohama go on a winning streak. Pseudo has certainly had his moments where he stepped up, and we've seen Keeper Ravena as well step up. Just needs to do it on a more consistent basis, but I think that very positive signs for the veteran guard. Edu gets it back, puts it up and in. And Tuovi needs Kotsar to be big inside. Not to mention Clark. Here's Kotsar. I think I'd like to get Clark involved as early as possible. Here's Kotsar turning. The Estonian hands it off. Kintamori gets rejected. Mark Smith just took it right away. Saw that layup attempt coming from a mile away, and here he is going in for the reverse layup. A little bit better energy for the home team, and now they get the steal. Udai Baba over to Smith. Looking sprightly on nice defense as well. And how about Pseudo? Huge play by Pseudo. A real momentum changer, and talking about leadership in this team, Pseudo is playing better and better. He's had a couple of lapses in some key moments of games, but it's not for a want of trying. Edu hands it off. Udai Baba tries to get it back. Gary Clark knocks it away. Good defense. Always get those hands up on defense to get those deflections. Ravena takes it deep and turns it over. He thought Kotsar was going to be there ready to receive the layup. And I think maybe a little bit of these two guys haven't played enough together, but also Keeper Ravena doesn't need to be in a rush. Set it up. You want to speed up the game, but you don't want to turn it over. Jarrell Brantley missing it. Now Clark. Kotsar wanted to give it back to him. He does. He puts it up, but he misses it from deep. Here's Brantley, spins into trouble. Able to get it over to Matsumoto for three. Oh boy, that's big time. Well, if you're Lassie Tuovi, that's probably the one player you'd like him to shoot it, but you don't want to leave him wide open. And again, the pass from Kintamori this time to Clark led him a little too much.
Number 0, Snap!
So we're going to see Takeru Oba check into the game already. Coming in for Yokohama B-CORSAIRS. And gets the hands up, goes out of bounds. So Ravena sits down. Shouldn't think that he'll be sitting down too long, but he'll be back in to catch his breath. So coming in now, Matsumoto goes out, and Yamaguchi comes in. Steve Zach also in the game, the Zach attack. Where's number 0 for Nagasaki? Yudai Baba strokes it. The one common feature of these three-pointers going in for Nagasaki VELCA is they are wide open. Nobody within a meter and a half of these players. Suda, he's got 5 of 7 points for his team. Kotsar back outside to Mori, high arcing three, long. So far, Gary Clark not getting involved. Surely you're going to see Damian Ingles check into the game quickly, and that was a break for Yokohama because AJ Odu could have very easily put that one in. Probably should have. So Coach Maurer thinking that it's his team should be his team's ball. He's arguing. It's going to fall on deaf ears, I'm afraid. He could use his challenge if he wants to. Chooses not to. Here's Gary Clark and, oh no, excuse me, Damian Ingles has checked into the game. So right off the bench, Ingles buries the jump shot. AJ Edu into the paint. Brantley. Want to cut off his movement. Oh, what a play by Steve Zach. Turns that short little pass into an alley-oop. Quiet start for Clark. He's being guarded by Yudai Baba. He's not giving him any space. Kento Mori moving his feet and knocks it down. And just like that, it's a 2-point game. Brantley going to work on Oba. That's a mismatch. But trying to put the offensive rebound. Ingles guarding Zach, and Zach puts up a awkward-looking shot on the baseline. Oba from deep. Yamaguchi. Now Brantley backing up Oba. Edu. Spins, turns. Excuse me, it's Matsuzaki that was guarding. Confusing him with Oba. And Brantley misses. And now a chance to tie it or to take the lead. Oh, beautiful pass, Mori. Great finish as well. So Matsuzaki gets his first bucket. Kento Mori's playing well. He had that one turnover, but he's hit a three. He's now had that beautiful pass. Great movement. Nagasaki not taking full advantage. Look at that, Brantley. And it looked like the defender moved. He was expecting some contact, and he just fell down. Foul called on Matsuzaki. Watch this again. Oh yeah, he's got his hands on him. If he doesn't put his hands on him, he might get out of that, because it didn't look like he was really pushing him. And as expected, Kiefer Ravena back in the game.
Substitution number 4, Conley Mata. 2 shots.
Karamada's checked into the game for Nagasaki and Brantley. A shaky start for number 7. He's got 2 points. He's 1 of 4 from the floor. Now he's missed his first free throw. Remember, they depend heavily on him, averaging 19.1 points per game, so he's going to keep putting them up. Mark Smith. You notice when he leaves this Nagasaki when he leaves the court, goes to the bench and comes back in, and he does come back in. But Brantley's going to go out, sit down, think about it. Also in the game, Kai King, number 23. Nice spin. Ball goes out of bounds. Going to stay at this end. Oh, it's like Steve Zach called for the foul here. Let's have another look. Just maybe a little bit unlucky. Got his arm caught in between Inglis. Damian Inglis is a low former NBA draft pick. Gonna go to the line now, take a couple of free throws. If Inglis and Clark play their best basketball, this is a really, really good team. But you gotta have them both switched on, and so far Gary Clark is not switched on like he's capable of really coming out and getting it going. I think that's why they want him to get those some early touches and early opportunities. He might need to force his way into the game a little bit, but again, he's been guarded by Yudai Babo, who hasn't allowed too much. So it's 15 apiece after the 1-2 effort. Here's Smith going deep into the paint, takes it back outside. See the sense of urgency with Nagasaki. They want to speed the game up. Oh boy, that was a nice play by Yudai Baba. There's Kai King. Got longer hair now. Ooh, and the trip on Steve Zach. That is foul number 2. Oh wow, they called it on Smith. Kiefer Event is huffing and puffing. He had that early drive. Suda with 5 points, still leading him in scoring. Inglis has 3. There's Kai King. I might have not giving him any space. They give Inglis the double team. Nice job. Oh. Now, Kotsar a couple times doesn't look like he's been ready for the basketball. Because that was a good play that was drawn up. Here's Yudai Baba. Again, another three-pointer for Yudai Baba. He's got 8 points. Ooh, boy, that was never going to be called. Smith takes it the other way. Oh. And that's a charge. That's a good call. Second foul. He needed to either dump it or pull up. Let's have another look. Ooh, it was quite close, actually. He was really close to calling that a block. Blocking. That could have gone either way, actually. 20-15, Nagasaki. Back up by 5. 5 in for points. It's all about the defense right now. They're suffocating. Nice pass to the corner. Kai King steps to his left, knocks it down. That's what he can do, folks. He got a chance to start and look pretty good. He's coming off the bench today. He needs to be a contributor for this team. And contribute he does. Oh. And the trip. And Maurer saying that Brantley was tripped up. Definitely went tumbling to the ground.
Substitution number 1, Matsumoto.
Lassi Tuovi, also the Finland national team coach. And some terrific performances from that national team the last few years in particular. Eurobasket 2022, making it to the quarterfinals. Remember they blew that big lead to Japan and lost at the World Cup. The loss that really helped Japan qualify for the Olympics. Finland played pretty well without Laurie Markkinen in that Olympic qualifying tournament last summer. Is that a pass? Unbelievable. If that was a pass, that was terrific by Kotsar. And great job by Clark to catch it, shoot it. Excuse me, it's by Inglis. Have a look at this. Wow, that was Damian Inglis. A heck of a play by number 4. I'm not convinced that was a pass, but he'll take it. So a chance to take the lead. Inglis makes the free throw and indeed completes the three-point play with 40.1 seconds to go into this first quarter. Brantley does his 3 points. Nowhere to go for him. He's going to keep attacking with a touch pass. Outside it goes to Brantley. Settled for a difficult shot, and then sneaking in there for the rebound and the putback, and that is the best case scenario for Matsumoto. And if you're Lassi Tuovi, the Yokohama coach, you're seething that you play great defense and then you give away the rebound to a guard. Can't sit around and ball watch. You gotta find somebody to box out. Well, it doesn't finish the three-point play, so it's just a one-point lead for Nagasaki. Matsumoto. And offensive foul, the moving screen on Kai King. Lassi Tuovi furious on the sidelines. And still time here with 4.4 seconds left to get a bucket right at the end of the quarter for Nagasaki. Gonna have to launch it. Mark Smith gets it off in time. Boy, he had that clock, that timing mechanism in his head. He knew exactly how much time, and he almost scored, but he missed. Nagasaki leading at 22-21 over Yokohama at the end of one.
これよりプラチナパートナーの紹介です。株式会社谷川建設、ハウジングロビー、足立株式会社、株式会社再開建設、司コーポレーション、テレビ成功、西日本エンジニアリング、朝日飲料、アミプラザ長崎、ビッグ不動産、ジブラルタ生命、ストローク、福徳不動産、メモリード、長崎バスグループ、益子島 NID、藤本グループ、NSS 長崎船舶装備株式会社、重工記念長崎病院、コーンホールディングスグループ、アンディアルスタジオ、MHI マリテック株式会社、 コントロール大審議権文明堂総本店長崎豊ソシオフューチャー株式会社タイニーハートディールラチナパートナーの紹介でした。
8 points for United Baiba, leading Nagasaki, who are on top 22-21 against Yokohama B-CORSAIRS. And Jose lucky he didn't turn that one over. Pass to the corner to Baiba. And offensive foul. Wow, third foul. That's big. Good job, Sudo. Feet were set. So a couple of charging calls on Smith. Coach Maurer giving some instruction to this player to calm down a little bit. I don't think we'll see him again in the first half, that's for sure. 3 fouls. So a huge opportunity with one of the best players in this Nagasaki team now on the bench. And Zach has picked up his second foul. There was one foul earlier in the first quarter. It looked like it was going to be on Zach, but they called it on Smith. So anyway, Inglis backing up against against Jarrell Brantley. Moves it over. Karamata. Zach, tumbles. Walks over the board. Checks on the fan, or rather the photographer. And hustles back down the court. Kiefer Ravena. Took it deep. Not easy to operate against Baiba. Nice Kai King. Gets denied right at the end. Brantley has passed off the hands of his teammate. Oh, look at that. Look at the hustle. Terrific play, Karamata. Laying himself out. Trying to get the ball. Doesn't get it, but what an example. The crowd will like that. His teammates will like that. And his coach definitely is not taking him off the court if he's going to be given that kind of effort. Morikawa checks into the game for the first time Nagasaki trying to keep up that defensive intensity. Foul trouble has hurt them though. Taking big players off the court and means players like Inglis can get some looks. 8 points for him. I just don't think there's anybody. I don't think there's anybody in this Nagasaki team that can stop Inglis. And here he is knocking the ball away. Kotsar hands it off. They should go to Inglis as much as possible. Here he goes again. Look at him. Gets inside. Oh, this time, ball just did not drop. 1 point lead for the Corsairs. Brantley for three. Nope. It's going to stay at this end. Coach Maurer must be thinking, when is Brantley going to get it going? It's the one player. He's had kind of a rough start, and with Smith off the court, it means a lot depends on Yudai Baba. So timeout for Nagasaki. Lasted 12. Take a drink of water, and you'd have to think that, well, if his team could be leading by 1 point early in the second quarter, he would take that. But it seems like they've had an opportunity to build the lead, and they haven't. And that could come back to bite them. Look at this. Well, that'll be frustrating for Coach Maurer. Right out of a timeout, turning it over. Gary Clark, very quiet game from Clark. Kotsar, been a quiet game from him as well, so that's encouraging. Lead goes to 3. Brantley from downtown. Oh, still won't drop, but the rebound by Yudai Baba. Three-point. How good has he been? Karimata. Not just the hustle, but now with the offense. Oh, look at this. Oh my. Sudo misses an easy one with the left hand. Zach goes down, misses, but there is the follow. So Yudai Baba, his team, some struggles, but Karimata hits a big 3. They're just trying to fight their way through this funk on offense. And meanwhile, Yokohama paying the price for not scoring with the layup at the other end. Yudai Baba looking a little tired over there. Might need a breather. He's got 10 points. That's his first bucket in the second quarter. As Karamata didn't hesitate, scoring with the three-pointer. Toivola drawing up some plays. His assistant Jukka Toila, former Estonian national team coach, also a Finn like Toivola. Kenji Yamada, also an assistant coach and assistant general manager for Yokohama. But it was Toivola that was giving all the instructions during that timeout. Gary Clark. Boy. Another turnover right out of the timeout, this time for Yokohama. Well, Clark, one of your biggest talents, and you've taken one shot, you just turned it over. Played just under 9 minutes, you haven't scored. So it's really kind of a battle of the strugglers between Brantley and Clark. You got Smith on the bench in foul trouble, and yet Yokohama now trailing 27-25. Yudai Baba takes it deep. Oh man, he's tough, isn't he? 12 points for the Japan international. Kotsar to Clark. Clark lets it fly, misses it badly. Yudai Baba this time does not score. Good rebound, Kotsar. Sugiura. Back to Mori. Sudo. Get it. Sugiura for three. Good patience. Good passing. Another opportunity for the team in blue, the VELCA, Nagasaki. Brantley spins, continues to struggle. Kentamori. Clark for three. Still second miss of the day. Now Brantley just blocked. Good work. And another block, this time by Clark. That's a good sign from Clark. Oh, no. Boy, what a break for Yokohama. Absolutely handed the basketball to Yamaguchi. And he fell out. real struggle really on offense for both teams right now. 4-point lead, a little bit better play by Nagasaki. Feels like Nagasaki's winning in the hustle department. Ravenna, Inglis, and three-pointer. No good for Matsuzaki, but they get another opportunity. Ooh, great defense. Bye-bye fouled by Kentamori. Well, you got to really tip your hat to Karamata. It's not as glamorous what he does, but in the defensive, see Kentamori picking up his first foul, and the diving on the floor for the loose balls, hitting that open three-pointer, now forcing the turnover, and here he is driving, and boy, Steve Zak looked like he had an easy putback and he missed, so another reprieve for Yokohama. From the corner, in and out. Clark with the offensive rebound, puts it up, and finally gets his first 2 points. Unai Baba, oh boy, put him on skates. Damian Inglis, oh look at this little pump fake. Karamata for three. This time doesn't have it. Inglis needs to get it to his guard. Oh. And Karamata called for the hold.
Substitution foul, number 7, Bradley.
Chance to tie to take the lead here late in the first half. Ravenna, oh, little Euro step. What a finish from Kiefer Ravenna. My goodness. There was everything about that was impressive. I mean, he took on the defense and went right at him. Nice touch at the end, and then Edu throws it out of bounds. So they're going to look at this. 29 apiece.
Second team foul.
Okay, let's have a look. Ravenna. It's in the upper right-hand part of the screen. So they're saying if this is violence. Will it be an unsportsmanlike? No, they keep it as a normal foul. So 29 apiece, and pass to the corner. Udai Baba wide open. Not this time. Clark with the rebound. Starting to look like the key for this for Yokohama is Clark. Here he is. Spins, puts it up, and gets it to go. 31-29. Brantley for three. Just can't get it to drop. They chase it. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay at this end. Brantley's struggles continue. Now 1 of 9 from the floor. Baba gets into the paint, back outside. Brantley. And this time has success. You can see he was pumped up, celebrating while he was lying down on the court, celebrating in relief. Oh boy, almost had a steal. Oh, good play. The foul from behind called. Karimata hands it off. Ooh, nice pass. Edu finishes. Good work, Yamaguchi. With the helper. Edu with 4 points. Everything, the trigger man really for this. No, that was good defense from behind. And Bye-Bye is just the key. He's involved in everything good that's happening for Nagasaki. Makes the pass to the passer who gets the assist. Yamaguchi. Twelve points for Baba leading his team. 8 for Damian Inglis and Sudo Amori, King, Ravena. Clark is definitely the key for me. So final 30 seconds and they come out and get a layup. Excellent work drawn up in the huddle. Kiefer Ravena and ties it at 33. Brantley hooping and scooping. That's 2 in a row for him. He's finally awake. Last shot perhaps for Yokohama. Oh, Kenta Mori. Passed up, chance for an open 3. Thought he was going to get a give and go. We're at halftime, 35-33. Nagasaki VELCA on top of Yokohama B-CORSAIRS.
Introducing Nagasaki VELCA. Premium Partners, Japanet Holdings, B.LEAGUE Light、株式会社 Dream Fund、エリエOfficial Partners、You Can Add、プロロジス、連合、会社王長崎、松藤グループ、富士機材株式会社、再開再生、戸田建設、長崎トヨタ、日本テネックス、ニコニコのり株式会社、扇成功グループ、A&B ホールディングス、医療法人形成会、ユニフォームサプライヤー、ユーマウス、そして本日のメインパートナー、株式会社再開建設、その他にも多くのパートナーの皆様にご支援いただきます。以上、2024-25シーズン長崎VELCAパートナーズのご紹介でした。
トがあって、その時にも曲を3曲ほど歌うんで、もしよかったら最後まで聴いてください。そしてまた後半戦絶対勝ちましょう。
Thank you リンタリンタさんには本日試合終了後に開催いたします B-LEAGUE 1フェスでもライブを披露いただきますので、ぜひこちらにも楽しみにしていてください。
それではここで B リーグパートナーズをご紹介いたします。 B リーグトップパートナーソフトバンク、 B リーグタイトルパートナーリソナグループ、 B リーグイノベーションパートナーインフロニアホールディングス、 B リーグパートナーズ日本郵便、G ショック、日本生命、 B リーグサポーティングカンパニーズ、ソニーミュージックエンタテインメント、モルテン、朝日新聞、日本経済新聞社、大塚製薬、野村工芸社、EY ジャパン、エニタイムフィットネス、パーシャルデザイン、ストライク、TIS、スポーツデポ、B リーグサプライダー、アガストリア、B リーグコミュニケーションパートナー、LINE ヤフー、B リーグスポーツ振興パートナー、スポーツくじウィナー。以上、B リーグパートナーズのご紹介でした。日頃のご支援、誠にありがとうございます。
からもう多分それだけでか
伊藤 GM が事前面談、あなただけの超特別ツアーを演出。さらにここでしか聞けない建設秘話や裏話が盛りだくさん。他にもコーチや選手とあなただけの至福のひとときも提供します。伊藤 GM が叶えるあなただけの夢の時間にチャレンジしてみませんか。もちろん特賞以外にも超豪華商品が。12月7日土曜日、長崎ベルカホームゲームアルバルク東京戦より発売開始。
新春ベルカージャンボ口は場外ブースとセカンドフロアコンコースグッズショップ横のブースで販売しております。新年最初の売り試しにぜひご購入ください。明日のハーフタイムで当選発表をしますのでお楽しみに。ただいま2月1日2日限定で着用する佐世保エディションのユニフォームを販売しております。ご購入いただいた方には特典としてニューバランスのシューズボックスとステッカーが付いています。試合日までにお届けできるのは1月12日18時までのオーダー分になりますので、まだチェックされていない方はお急ぎください。2月1日2日は佐世保ユニフォームを着て会場を盛り上げましょう。以上、長崎ベルクからのお知らせでした。
A lot of excitement about the All-Star Weekend that's going to be coming up. January 18th, January 19th at the Lala Arena, Tokyo Bay. The Unstoppable, Fender World. What a weekend that's going to be. More importantly, what's going on here, Nagasaki VELCA with a slender lead over Yokohama B-CORSAIRS. And we're going to get a look at the first half highlights. Then started off as usual in the B-League, where you've got so much wonderful razzmatazz that attracts the fans, not just the basketball, but all of the show around it. And then Pseudo came out and started to put on the show, knocking down the three-pointer. Brantley getting his first bucket, but then he had a cold spell. Kiefer Avena doing what he does best, driving to the basket, putting it high off the glass and in. And then Mark Smith scoring with the reverse layup. Pseudo getting the steal. And Pseudo played exceptionally well at the start of the game. Udai Baba, though, best player in the court, the way he comes out, just confidently strokes the three, just plays outstanding defense. Yaman Ingles had some good moments, hasn't been quite as influential as probably Lassie Tuovu would want. Brantley making that pass, turning it into an alley-oop. Kentamori came out, and I think this is what's frustrating probably for Yokohama fans, is Kentamori at times is really good, making the three, beautiful bounce pass, then passed up the three at the end of the first half. Yaman Ingles scoring from the baseline. And Kotsar scoring there, had a rough start to the game. Kotsar may be a candidate to step it up in that second half. Karimata has been outstanding in all departments. Gary Clark, kind of the missing link in this team, finally started to wake up in the second quarter. He's got 4 points. This was his second bucket. But that was a big defensive play there. And then you had good passing. Baba to Yamaguchi to AJ Edu, and that is the score at halftime, 35-33. And we'll get a look at some of the numbers. So each team with 11 makes inside the arc. Just one more three has been made by Nagasaki. One more free throw has been made by Yokohama B-CORSAIRS. And really a pretty even game. And you have to think that, yes, the defense has been pretty good for both of these teams for most of the game, but there's also been some opportunities that both teams have not cashed in on. So I think the biggest opportunity, and I think this might come back to kill the chances of Yokohama, is they didn't establish a lead in the first half with Mark Smith on the bench with 3 fouls. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we'll see Kotsar come to life, Gary Clark come to life a little bit more, Damian Inglis come to life a little bit more, but so far Nagasaki has done a good job of keeping those players under wraps and making the guards feel very uncomfortable. Inglis does have 8 points, 5 rebounds, and Kiefer Ravana has had some good moments. He's got 3 assists to go with his 6 points. Zach with 6 rebounds and 2 assists. How about that for the big fella? Give it up for number 0 and Udai Baba leading the way with 12 points. And again, our head-to-head key player matchup, Udai Baba, 12 points. Hit a couple of threes. And you can see from the assist standpoint, Kiefer Ravana. And Kiefer Ravana's 3 or 4 from the floor. Okay, second half action is underway here. Nagasaki VELCA hosting Yokohama B-CORSAIRS, leading by 2, and a nice pump fake by Kenta Mori. Did a great job there, and look at that. What a huge play that is. Huge play. Mark Smith just picked up his 4th foul. And I think the thing is with Mark Smith, he's so aggressive. He doesn't need to go up for the rim protection there. He just needs to stay on his feet. And now the question is, will his coach leave him on the floor? He's thinking about it. He's pacing. Kenta Mori, and it could be that he's going to spend a lot of time on the bench in the second half. So that possibility of taking advantage of Mark Smith not being a huge factor in this game is still there for Yokohama, and it looks like Coach Maurer is going to keep him on the court. The problem with that foul from for Smith is that now he's really vulnerable, even on a 50-50 call. You know, he can't be quite as aggressive as he wants. Here's Brantley, knocks it down. Much better for Brantley. Brantley trying to get a lot of his stuff going to the basket in the first half. So Karimata picks up the foul. Here's Clark. Matsumoto on the wing. He's left wide open. High arcing three. Doesn't drop. Zach, though, gets the rebound. Kotsar's got to get his body and drive him out of the lane. Matsumoto again. Again, another miss. And then crash in the boards. And the foul called on Yokohama. Second foul, Kenta Mori.
Number 17, Yamaguchi.
So Yamaguchi back in the game. Replaces Matsumoto after those two misses. Here's Brantley. Turnaround. Another offensive rebound. Edu misses. Well, you give a team 5 chances to score, they're eventually gonna get the 2 points or 3. Ooh, Kiefer Avena thought he was gonna fake out the defense, but they didn't go anywhere. Edu, nice bounce pass. Lasu Tuovi has no other option but to call a timeout because this team now has the wind in its sails, opening up a 42-35 lead. Nagasaki. I'll tell you what, that was a great pass by Edu. He knew exactly what he was doing driving to the basket. That's a good sign for the Filipino international. So Maurer, despite having Smith pick up his 4th foul, he has taken him out of the game now. He's going to sit him down. Let's see how, again, this impacts the team. But Lasu Tuovi is starting to look a little frustrated. Oh, nice drive. Pseudo fouled. No need to commit that foul. I mean, to be fair, he was sticking with him. It wasn't a bad, necessarily an obvious foul. Sudo did a good job getting to the line. where he makes the first free throw. Just one of two, however. 6 points. Oh, good help. But then Edu goes up, skies with the alley-oop dunk, and he's fouled. Great play. Tremendous athlete. And you got to give credit to the passer. He put it right on the money. Foul on Sudo, and Nagasaki threatening to blow this thing wide open right now despite the foul trouble with Smith. Biggest lead of the game now, 9 points for Nagasaki. And now Yudai Baba just haranguing Ravenna, not giving him any space. Matsuzaki in the game, puts it up. Good defense, Edu. Kotsar gets it back, goes up, looks for the foul, nothing called. And it's all about the defense now for Nagasaki. Open three for Baba. Count it. They've just given up so many opportunities, Yokohama, where they could have built themselves the lead. And right now they are looking down the barrel. It's 48-36. To be fair, it was a bit of a harsh foul called on Sudo, getting put on a poster. And then Baba just continues to be the best player on the court. Number 18's got 15 points. Gaman Inglis, Gary Clark, anonymous right now. Absolutely nowhere to be found in this game. They've got to go in. Looks like Inglis is going to go in. Just 3 of 12 from three-point range for Yokohama. 6 of 16 now from deep for Nagasaki. Inglis in the game. Double team comes. Gets it to Matsuzaki, who drives in. Kiefer Ravenna knocks down the three. I tell you what, that was the best case scenario right there, to get the three, because the defense wasn't giving away much. Nagasaki looking to keep the pressure on. Another three, short, but beat him to the basketball. Brantley drives in. You give away offensive rebounds, and that's going to be the result. And they have won the battle of the boards in this third quarter. Looks like that was a turnover waiting to happen. Ooh. Kotsar takes it deep. Goes right at Zach. Yamaguchi wide open in the right corner. Ooh, they get it over to Edu. Edu was wide open, but he didn't look comfortable. Inglis on the break, knocks down the three. Well, just like that, the lead has been cut to 6. Just the 4th three-pointer of the game. Three-pointer for Edu, not what they're looking for, surely. Sudo hands it off. Here's Ravena. Inglis, mismatch on Yamaguchi. Whistle blows and the foul.
Substitution, VELCA, number 4,
A little bit harsh on him, Yamaguchi. Wouldn't say that's horrible defense. Matsuzaki, meanwhile. That's more of a foul. Yamaguchi with his hands all over Yamaguchi. Or Matsuzaki, rather. English from the elbow. Baba. Yamaguchi loses it out of bounds.
VELCA substitution, number 9, Morikawa.
So Morikawa comes in for Yamaguchi for Nagasaki, and Yudai Baba continues. Whoever he guards, it is a nightmare for that player because he is just right on them.
Number 13, Smith.
He's quick, he's got size. Smith comes back in. So Yudai Baba is going to go out. Smith was just 2 points today. He's played 6 minutes because of foul trouble. And you can see just in that play right there what he does is just so disruptive out on the perimeter. Kai King, maybe he can provide some answers. Pulls up. Nope. Oh boy, good effort by Inglis to keep it alive. Damian Inglis, he's going to go up with this. Turnaround on the baseline. Now it's a 4-point lead. 13 for Damian Inglis. Smith to the corner, gets it back. Smith for 3. Oh, yes. That's more like it. Inglis wide open. Well, he has definitely come to life in this third quarter. Damian Inglis, since entering the game, I think he's only missed once from 3-point range. Smith, ooh, dangerous pass. 3-point shot, fouled while attempting the 3. So Morikawa is going to the line. The foul on Matsuzaki. Watch this. Yeah, you just gotta don't go close to him. After the ball, you've got nothing to gain once the ball has left his hands. You take away his landing space, you make any sort of contact, you just open yourself up to that foul being called. And now you've got a guy who hasn't, he's taking his first shot of the game from three-point range. You put him on the line for 3 free throws. Morikawa averaging 4.1 points per game. One of these players that doesn't like to dribble once the referee hands him the ball for the free throw. Look, he gets it and shoots it. And he makes all 3. Costly foul. Great play by Morikawa to take advantage. Inglis pulling his way down low. Oh, goes to the fade for some reason instead of going to the basket. It could have gone right at Kawamata. Smith takes it deep, passes back out for 3. English needs to go to the basket. Here's Clark. Finally, Gary Clark. As Brantley falls down. Oh boy, the pass thrown right into the hands of Clark. Look at that. Goes in for another dunk. Some of the courtside broom sweepers are out there and mopping up the sweat. Had to run off the court. Yokohama hanging around. It's a 4-point game. Brantley. This is going up. Nope. He all but turns it over with that, and the ball doesn't hit the rim, so it's possession Yokohama. Well, you've got Edu still in the game. Edu's had a nice second half. He's got 9 points. Yamaguchi returns to the game. And worryingly, Udai Baba's in the game as well. Mark Smith back on the bench as his coach tries to get him into the 4th quarter. Kai King drives in, and there's a great tip by Damian Inglis as now it's a 2-point game. Surely Udai Baba has to be involved. Morikawa knocks it down. Well, maybe that's why they fouled him, because he is a tough 3-point shooter. 6 important points from Morikawa in this 3rd quarter. They can hold it for the last shot. Oh, too tempting to go. English gets it back, and the foul called. Almost had a chance for a 3-point play. He'll settle for a couple of free throws. The problem is they've taken it too soon. Bye-bye with his first foul. He's taken it with 7.2 seconds left. There's still time for the host to get up a shot here at the end. All things go well for them, and they get the basketball back. Steve Zach back in the game. The Zach attack. Great shot, seeing how many fans are here in the Happiness Arena. And Inglis goes to the line. Got 17 points, make it 18. He's trying to get the crowd making some noise. I don't know if he's telling his own fans or the opposition fans. Yeah, a little bit of trash talking going on here from Damian Inglis with the Nagasaki fans. Maybe there's a little bit of history we don't know about. So back to a 3-point game, and Udai steps out of bounds. So with 2.8 seconds left, the opportunity is there for Yokohama. Not sure why he's upset. Mauer. Unless he thought that Bye-Bye was fouled. Kai King gets it. Damian Inglis is going to try it from midcourt. Not sure why. They could have gotten a better shot than that, surely. 59-56. It was a rough third quarter for Yokohama, but they have recovered and given themselves a chance going into this final frame. Well, neither team has played its best basketball today. Let's just put that out there. Mark Smith's been in foul trouble, hasn't been as influential as he normally would. Udai was terrific in the first half. Maybe not quite as much in the second, in that third quarter, rather. We saw some inspirational play as well from Karimata in the first half. We saw Morikawa come out, get fouled, taking a three, made all 3 free throws, also hit a 3, but they have not shut the door on this Yokohama B-CORSAIRS team, which hasn't played anywhere near its best today, but Damian Inglis having a great third quarter, and it's helped them pull to within 3 points. Smith in the game, puts it up from the elbow, misses, and Inglis not able to get the rebound. Edu just coming from behind making it difficult for him, and that has been one of the issues, is getting those offensive rebounds. Or now they're going to inbound it, and they do get a break right at the end. Yudai Baba, a late whistle. So the foul has been called on Matsuzaki. I think that was generous. Looked like he had pretty good defense. So Yudai Baba going to the free throw line. No, he misses the first. But it does make the second, so it's back to a 4-point lead. And with Baba, I think there's nobody close to him in terms of his defense. He's the best defender on the court, both teams. That's why he plays so many minutes. You don't measure him just with his offensive stats. Here's Clark, that's off. Good work, Sugieta coming from behind. Edu, they scrap, and it's going to be Yokohama basketball. Well, Yudai Baba's had some good games of late. 22 points against Nagasaki, against Ibaraki. 15 against Sendai, then 20. He's definitely one of the main players in this team. One of the best players in Japan, without a doubt. Oh boy, Matsuzaki missing with the drive. Baba this time had the ball taken by Kai King, but the foul was called. I think, judging from his reaction, that was a clean take. Here's a look again. Oh, Yudai Baba very fortunate. Kai King. I think Kai King is crying out for more minutes. Lassie 12, you're not giving him any today. Not sure who that was. Maybe that was Miss Baba. Mrs. Baba, rather. Here's Yudai Baba at the stripe and makes the first. He is definitely a linchpin in this team and a linchpin with the Japan national team. Just kind of writes his name into that lineup. Automatic. Makes both. Gary Clark fouled by Baba. Ravena hands it off. Clark for three. Front and back of the rim. Stays out. Brantley for three. Misses. AJ Edu going for it, and it's English this time that comes up with it, gets it away from Yudai Baba. Kenta Mori behind the back pass. Kiefer Ravena from the corner. Oh, you kidding me? Put that on the highlight reel. It's a 3-point game. Boy, Kenta Mori with a little bit of showtime. Kenta Mori with the foul. You know that if you are catching a pass like Kiefer Ravena did there from Kenta Mori behind the back pass, the pressure is on to drill it. Watch this again. This is the foul on Kenta Mori. Morikawa back in the game, so he's a 3-point threat. Yudai Baba, his pass intended for AJ Edu. Good job, Kotsar. Now Kiefer Ravena fouled by Morikawa. So Kiefer Ravena putting some pressure on this team. Kiefer Ravena with a couple of threes today. Remember, he hit one right at the end of the shot clock in the first half. Ravena with 12 points, 5 of 7 from the floor. Huge possession. Kiefer Ravena stops, doesn't pop. And Gary Clark. I think Gary Clark knows that is not his team's ball. He's trying to get one from the ref. Steve Zach is back. Wants to take it to the rack. See if we get something from Steve. Steve on the attack. Here we go. Bounce pass. Edu to the corner. 3-point shot from Morikawa. Wow. I think we now know why he was fouled shooting the 3 in that third quarter. He can make them. And, oh, foul on Zach. Careful now with the complaining. You don't want to get a technical. Yeah, it's a bit dodgy. I think sometimes it might look like a foul, but it wasn't. But those things even out. Here is a drive. Clark not able to get it to go. Able to keep it alive, though. They keep it at this end. Kiefer Ravena has it. Clark for 3. That's good. Boy, they have been missing that 3-point shot from him in this game. That's his first 3 of the game, in fact. 1 of 7. Smith. Ooh, gets it to Zach. Zach takes it to the rack. And now that might be a foul on Inglis. Okay, so, no, excuse me, on Clark, raising his left arm, going to the neck area. Double technical foul has been called. I'm not sure why they called the double tech on Zach. I can understand why they called it on Clark, because he raised his left arm and went right at the neck. Watch this again. I guess maybe because they were arguing. Oh yeah, that's why. Yeah, Zach got right into his face. I can't even, for a nice guy, I can't even blame. I mean, Zach, that's a little bit out of character for him, but almost can't blame Gary Clark. Kentamori, Matsuzaki each with 3, the foul trouble for Yokohama. And that's probably the best sign that you see right there, those two guys shaking hands. I don't think overall it's a good look when you have that kind of reaction. I know that they're just competing and playing hard, but you don't need the extra stuff. Here goes Clark. Almost lost it, hands it off to Kiefer. Ravena for 3, high arcing, it's too long. Egiedo with the rebound. Ooh, Smith. How about that? Goodness me. Beautiful finish. Gets the foul going to the line. Walking on ice almost because he's got the 4 fouls. Wants to make sure he doesn't charge. Kotsar with the foul. Well, doesn't fully capitalize, so it's still a 7-point game. Kentamori this time puts it up and makes it. Back to a 4-point game. Well, you know what? You go back to the end of that first half, and I'm sure he's thinking, I'm not going to pass up another open 3. Overall, he's played well today, Kentamori. Smith, guarded by Mori for 3. AJ Edu tried to save it in bounds, or tried to throw it off of the Yokohama B-CORSAIRS Ravena, but Ravena's fellow Filipino won that little battle. There's Clark. Again, Kentamori doesn't catch it cleanly. Kotsar goes in deep and draws the foul. He's going to the line. Almost had a chance for an and 1. We've seen a couple of times today Mike Kotsar really attack the basket almost as a last resort. He looks pretty good, and Steve Zach has fouled out. So the technical foul has cost Steve Zach the remainder of this game. So no Daniel Don Nana today. He's sitting in street clothes. Looks like that's a finger injury for Yokohama. So Baba with 18 points. He's leading his team. 19 for Damian Inglis is a game high for Yokohama. And I'm guessing he's going to come back in right now. See Zach out of the game. And I believe that's Miss Baba on the left. Oh yeah, she's a kind of Mori. She's a actress, best known as Natsumi Hikari, the female lead in the Kamen Rider Decade television series and films. She worked under the stage name Kana Maria from June 2017 to June 2021. So big free throw for Kotsar, and here's another one. He makes both, and the Estonian closes the gap to just 2 points. It's all about making plays here at the end of the game. We're in winning time, and that is one play that, wow, Kiefer Avena, not sure about that option. AJ Edu, oh, that's a charge. Well, Yokohama catching a break because Kiefer Avena looked like he could have thrown the ball into the backcourt. Maybe they would have had a chance to score, but tried to throw it off of Unai Baba, and it went back in play. But in the end, they get the basketball back and now a chance to tie it or to take the lead. Winning time, folks. 4:15 remaining. This is when the stars really stand out. Who is going to make the winning plays? The backdoor cut. How about that? And it's Kotsar who's coming to the rescue in this fourth quarter. Finds Sudo on the backdoor cut. So Kotsar making plays at both ends right now. We're all knotted. 69. Brantley puts it up from the stripe. That was short, and Inglis hands the basketball to Ravena. Kiefer Ravena says, calm down, everybody. Kentamori back to Sudo. Shot clock winding down. They get an open look from Kentamori. Kotsar with the offensive rebound. Ooh, Inglis almost with a travel. Puts it up in the paint. Well, I'm kind of glad the refs didn't call that, because I think sometimes it looks like a travel, but it's not. And I think that was one of those cases. He kind of like hesitated in the lane and kind of made his move. It looked a little awkward, but what a recovery for Yokohama. Are they going to get out of here with a win today? They have been able to hang around nowhere near their best. Watch this. That was the backdoor cut. And again, Kotsar just putting it on a platter. Now look at this. Okay, so no, I guess I'm wrong. No, that didn't even look like a travel on the replay. So now the pressure back on Nagasaki. And who do you go to here? Well, all kinds of famous folks in the stands. Okay, so back to live action here. 3 minutes remaining. 2-point lead for the Corsairs. Edu with the pick. Dives. Passes it back to Smith, who puts it up at the stripe. It's long. Kotsar with the rebound. English with the drive and a tough finish coming in from the left. And now this is Yokohama B-CORSAIRS game to win or lose. They're up by 4 points. If they can get a stop here. Smith dribbles in, doesn't make it. They battle and it's English. Nobody's going to take the basketball away from number 4. Too big, too strong. Both hands on the basketball. They want to take time off the clock. And Udai Baba with the reach and the foul. And that is a horrible play by Udai Baba. Well, I mean, to be fair, he's probably going for the steal, so you can't blame him in that sense. But what you don't want to do is put him on the line. And I think probably a generous call to go for Yokohama. But it does stop the clock at least for Nagasaki to regroup. And now huge free throws. And Sudo makes the first. Well, he came in shooting 73.5% from the free throw line. And he makes both. This is just an unbelievable finish for Yokohama. And part of, Nagasaki have not played well down the stretch. Yokohama have. Look at that. Well, it's a great crowd for Nagasaki, and I feel like defensively they gave themselves a platform to go out and win the game, especially in the first half. But some of the players that really struggled for Yokohama in the first half, Gary Clark, for example, has come out and played well in the second half. English has probably been the best player on the court with 23 points. Keeper Havana has been solid overall. Kento Mori has been good. 8 points. He's hit some big shots. Kotsar down the stretch has been outstanding. And Sudo as well has been good. And now you have to be able to close. Can this Yokohama B-CORSAIRS team close out the win? What do they want? Too early to look for a three. Nope, they're going to take it. Brantley gets in, and it doesn't go down. And as Inglis comes up with the basketball, Udai Baba was hoping they might call a foul there as he tried to go back up. Or no, that was Yamaguchi. A bucket here, you feel like it's going to ice it. They take the shot clock all the way down. Bounce pass. Kento Mori puts up a little prayer. Now Smith, just a little bit of hope. Ooh, a little hesitation in the block. And the foul. Third foul, Kai King. Big free throws for Brantley. Ooh. And Brantley just has struggled today offensively. He does have the 12 points, but he's 5 of 17 from the floor. 1 of 7 from three-point range. He makes the second. So 5-point advantage. Clark back in the game. Inglis. Got to be careful here, guarded by Smith. Smith doesn't want to foul, but he's at the end of the game. He's got to make a play. Kai King back to Inglis. Damian Inglis. Shot clock down to 8. Oh, has it knocked away. Good play by Smith. Here's a chance. Nagasaki to the corner. Smith for 3. And Inglis with the rebound. They could not have asked for a better opportunity. And then Kentamori fouled on the sideline. If Smith makes that, it's a 2-point game. So Zach is out. Smith has the 4 fouls, 3 fouls on Baba. Is it an unsportsmanlike? That's the question. That's what they're looking at. Nah, they're just going to call it a normal foul, surely. So it is a normal foul. 9 of 27 from three-point range, Nagasaki. 8 of 22 for Yokohama. So that really hasn't been the key. Inside the arc, a few more makes for Yokohama. Free throw shooting has been much better for Yokohama. 11 of 13, 9 of 14 for Nagasaki. And here they are at the free throw line. And I think if Kentamori makes both of these, this is going to be a win for Yokohama. 38 rebounds to 33 advantage for Nagasaki. Ooh, and he gets the first. You go on the road, if you can get a split, you're going to be happy, especially against a team like Nagasaki. Now they're going to have a chance to get a sweep, and how big, how significant would that be? And they get the offensive rebound. That's probably even better than making the free throw, as long as they use up all the time on the shot clock. Kai King. Oh, English puts it up right at the end of the shot clock. They got to go quick. Smith puts it up for the layup. 18.2 seconds left. 9 points for Smith. Now what they need to do is get a quick steal. If they don't get the steal, they got to get a foul. Or you could just go for the steal all over the court, chase it. That might be the better option. Because if you put them on the line, they're probably going to make them. They've been making them all day. 12 of 15. Just missed one, but still. Kai King goes out. Kiefer Ravena comes back in. Oh, he's got to get it in. Oh, boy, they are lucky they did not turn it over there. Kiefer Ravena has just had just enough time to inbound the basketball, and he almost turned it over. A steal there and a quick bucket, that would have made things very interesting. As it is, the 4-point lead. Clark goes to the line. Kai King comes back in for defense. Ooh, and he gets the friendly bounce. Gary Clark Makes both. 13 for Gary Clark. First 2 free throws of the game for him, and back to a 6-point lead with 14.8 seconds left. And well, the beauty of basketball is it is not over until it's over, and that's what Mauer will be telling his players right now. Let's get a quick bucket, and then get a stop, get a steal. But if you're Yokohama, what you don't do here is foul. You definitely do not foul. You don't want to stop the clock. You don't want to put them at the line. Right now, the clock is the enemy. So Udai Baba would be a candidate to get off with 3 here. Morikawa, perhaps. But you can't foul if you're Yokohama. If you foul the 3-point shooter here, it's a disaster, potentially. Don't foul, courtside. Brantley makes the 3. 11.7 seconds left. Still a hunt, still alive. Stranger things have happened than coming back from 3 points down, 11.7 seconds remaining with the other team having the ball. You got to force them to beat you every single second of this game. 11, almost 12 seconds left, so there's still some basketball to be played. So I'm guessing they're going to advance to basketball here so they don't have to try to beat that press. And ideally, if you're Nagasaki, you don't want to commit the foul. You want to get the steal. Because if you get the steal, then you can attempt a game-tying 3, but potentially game-tying 3, but again, you got to know who you want to foul. If that's the case, if you don't get the steal, who do you want to put on the line? So Sudo is a good free throw shooter. He's out there. Clark, you just saw him make 1. Okay, so they're not going to advance to basketball. That's surprising. Oh, Clark is trapped. Oh boy, who are they going to give it to? That is walking a tightrope. So they're going to look at this and see if this was indeed possession to Yokohama. If they change this call and they give it to Nagasaki, then all bets are off. They could tie it with a 3. Ooh. Oh yeah, that went off of Edu. Looked like it went off his leg. Yeah, look at Clark pointing to Edu's leg. It also has to be clear if they're going to overturn it. There has to be incontrovertible, and they can't guess. Yeah. So it definitely is Yokohama basketball now. So there's 8.2 seconds left. Okay, they put a little more time on the clock. If they get a steal, if they do get a steal, then you might want to think about fouling if you're Yokohama, but fouling before they get the shot off, obviously. But that's very dangerous. I think you just don't even try. You force them to make it, but you don't want to turn it over. Coach Mao, very dramatic. Okay, Inglis is going to try to inbound it, and he does. Up to Clark, and he's going to dribble it out. And the reach and the foul on Brantley with 3 seconds remaining. Okay, still a little bit of just a shred of hope. You look back and you think, gosh, we're down 3 points. You know, you make one more shot, you make one more three-pointer, or maybe you don't turn it over once, which leads to a 3 for the team. I mean, just so many 1 or 2 plays you could have done differently if you're Nagasaki. But they're going to drop to 13 and 14. Well, not yet. Still a chance. Because if he misses this, they catch it. They throw it up there. The ball goes in. We've got overtime, and you just never know in basketball, folks. Clark does make the second to effectively ice it. And now what you do not do if you're Yokohama, you don't foul. You do not foul the shooter. Whatever you do, don't foul. Because you don't want to give away a potential 4-point play. So, Yokohama have done it as Baba's last attempt is off target. 79-75. Yokohama B-CORSAIRS struggle, but come good in the fourth quarter to win at Nagasaki VELCA. Look at that, 23-16. They outscored him in that fourth quarter. And it's their 10th win of the season, and this by far is, well, it's not going to be, I wouldn't say it's the most important, but maybe at this juncture it is. It seems like the deeper in the season you get, the more important they become. Lassi Tuovi has to be thrilled that his team is going to get out of here with a win today. And if they can get a win tomorrow, boy, that would be huge for their season. I think Nagasaki must feel like this was a game they could have and probably should have won, but again, Clark, Inglis, Ravena, Kentamori, Kotsars, especially Kotsar late, Kai King Sudo, you know, they did make plays when they had to in that fourth quarter. Kentamori here, and the congratulations. He played well.
テニスアリーナ東側オフィス団3階にありますフラッグシップストアでは本日の
They'll do it again tomorrow, in fact.
海外の T シャツを販売
See?
しております本日の写真は
Same starting time at 2:05.
名写真がプリントされます本日のみの販売ですのでぜひ皆様ゲットしてください会場内で出ましたゴミはお帰りの際に2階コンコースのゴミ箱へお願いいたします皆様できれいなハピネスアリーナを守っていきましょうご協力をお願いいたします
Well, he played very well today, Udai Baba. I mean, you can't pin this on him, that's for sure. But just overall, not a great shooting day for Brantley. Just 6 of 18 from the floor. 2 of 8 from deep. He did hit that late three. And there is the wife of Udai Baba we were just talking about, Kanamori. There's Lasu
本日勝
Tuovi.
利おめでとうございました。
ありがとうございます。
かなり第3クォーターにビハインドで苦しい時間帯が続いたと思うんですけども、チームでよく我慢して戦いました。その時どういう声かけをされてましたか？
Well, you know, that's the story of basketball. So I think first we were a little bit worried what we did, but then we just say that there's a lot of time, and even though it's 12 points, we just need to start to do things we did in the first half, and actually that's how we turn it in the third quarter.
そうですね、やっぱり第3クォーターの中ではやっぱバスケをやっていれば起き得ることなので、12点差でもまだまだ時間があると選手たちに言ってまだまだ焦る時間ではないので、自分たちがやろうとしたことをしっかり前半のように遂行すれば自分たちは勝てるという指示をしっかり出していました。
新年一発目の試合で非常にいい形でのチームの、バスケットが展開されたと思いますけども、そのことに関してどう思われてますかね？
I think it was very physical, as we saw in the first half, and that's how Nagasaki is. They play super good and intensive defense, so makes me even more proud of our guys that even though we were behind, that we can find a ways to win. And tomorrow, of course, it's a new day, a new game.
長崎さんは本当にアグレッシブさがすごく有名で本当に強度の高いパフォーマンスでやるチームだというのを分かっていました。その中で本当に12点差とかいろんな展開があった中でもこのチームがしっかり最後はやることをやって勝ったというのが本当にすごく嬉しかったです。で明日もまた長崎さんとの試合がまたあるのでまた今日うまくいったことを明日できるようにやっていきたいなと思います。
ファンの、皆さんもたくさん、このバスケットライブ見て応援してくれてると思いますけども、そのファンに向けて一言お願いします。
Well, I think that's the best way to enjoy basketball, ups and downs, and leader possession changes, and both teams fight hard. So I hope everybody watching also tomorrow, and it's going to be another thriller for sure.
本当にバスケットボールというスポーツは何が起きるか分からない本当にアップダウンの激しい展開のスポーツなんですけど、こういう風に勝てたということは本当に良かったですし、バスケットライブやここに来て見てくれたブースターの皆さんには本当に感謝していますし、明日もまた試合があるのでまたこういうパフォーマンスをいけるように頑張っていきたいなという風に思ってます。
はい、ありがとうございました。
ハッピーニューイヤー。
明日も頑張ってください。はい。
So 79-75. Lasu Tuovi's team he said it, even when they were down by 12 points, just got to find a way to win, and they did. And it was really improved play of late by Kento Mori, Kiefer Ravena. The backcourt isn't spectacular, but when it's, it just needs to be good enough. And today it was good enough. And despite the slow start by Gary Clark, he became a factor Really slow start for Kotsar. He became a huge factor in winning time. And you can pretty much write it in the book that Damian Inglis is going to come out and really put you on his back and carry it for much of the game, which he did in that third quarter especially. Here's Kiefer Ravena.
勝利おめでとうございます。今日の試合の感想を一言お願いします。
It was a big win. Playing against Nagasaki, I think it's really a good test for us, and I think everybody stepped up. So we have to continue this energy for tomorrow's game.
長崎さんに勝てたというのは本当に大きな勝利だったと思います。でこの試合では本当に全員がステップアップしてくれた試合だと思いますし、これをまた明日続けられるように頑張りたいなと思います。
ラメナ選手も、今日苦しい状況の中でやっぱり個人の得点だったり、ペネトレート、スリーポイントと非常にいい活躍を見せたと思いますけども、それに関して一言お願いします。
Individually, I just try to help the team. Coach puts me in good spots where I can be effective, and I just try to maximize the opportunity. But like what I said, everybody stepped up, and that's what we need, especially in a long season here in the B.LEAGUE.
そうですね、自分の役割っていうのは、本当にどのような形でもチームに貢献して効率のいい形で勝利に導けるように頑張っています。でも先ほど言ったみたいに本当にチーム全員がステップアップできたので、それをまたみんなでしっかりできるようにやっていきたいなというふうに思ってます。
バスケットライブたくさん視聴者が応援してくれていると思いますけども、その視聴者に応援してくれている皆さんに対して一言お願いします。
皆さんこんにちは。To all the Yokohama B-CORSAIRS fans. Thank you very much for supporting us. I hope you continue to support us all throughout the season. We need your energy for tomorrow. And Happy New Year to everyone. 明けましておめでとう。
ブーさんの皆さん、いつも応援本当にありがとうございます。今日と、同じような感じで明日も皆さんの応援が必要になります。明日も応援よろしくお願いします。明けましておめでとうございます。
はい、ありがとうございました。明日も頑張ってください。
Thank you. ありがとう。よろしくお願いします。
Well, disappointment for the Nagasaki VELCA fans, but happiness for the Yokohama B-CORSAIRS fans, and at least the man with the rainbow hair is smiling at the end of the game. It's not the end of the world to lose at home, but they'll have a chance to bounce back tomorrow when these two teams get it on once again. Here's what happened today as we look at the highlights.
We'll see.
Sudo came out, scored. He ended up with 10 points today. Brantley had a good enough start. He had 16 points. Kiefer Ravena, just heard him speak. Mark Smith, one of the keys. I think he never was able to impact the game the way that he usually does because of foul trouble. He had the ball stolen here as Sudo went in for the layup. Udai Bab is just excellent coming out, stroking the threes today. 3 of 6 from deep, 3 of 4 at the line, 6 of 9 overall from the floor, 18 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. Kenta Mori, well, really getting it done. The captain, 9 points. Also Matsuzaki contributing. Inglis pouring it in from the baseline. And Kotsar only had 6 points, but boy, there were 6 important points. Karamata was inspirational in the first half. And that was just a tremendous finish from Udai Baba. Well, of all the finishes, that one had to be the best for Kiefer Ravena. That was just tough. And Gary Clark, a little turnaround on the baseline. That was the second bucket of the game. But Nagasaki looks like they were just going to be too much today. They went up by 12 points. seemed like they were going to send the fans home happy. Brantley started to wake up. Then you had AJ Edu coming in and getting it done. He had a nice, overall nice game. Edu finishing with 9 points, 7 rebounds. But that was a huge three from Ravena with his team reeling a little bit. Then Kotsar went to work. Inglis again, just supremely confident in his ability to score. Mark Smith came out playing with foul trouble, 4 fouls. Didn't foul out of the game, so credit to him, but Gary Clark, once he got it going, that gave his team a real opportunity to come back. And Kai King contributing, everybody contributing. Morikawa, boy, what a good shooter he is. After making the 3 free throws when being fouled. Look at this is the play of the game. Kenta Mori gets it to his teammate, Kiefer Ravena for the 3. Morikawa hitting his second 3 of the game. Then Gary Clark hitting his 3. This was great, but then the reaction is not what they needed. I'm not sure that really helped. I'm not sure this helped Nagasaki in the end, because it was at that moment where the game really started to change to the favor. Kenta Mori, another 3. And then Kotsar with the backdoor pass. Inglis with the spin in the lane. And then with that drive, and that pretty much did it right there. So, huge win for Yokohama. Huge win. Anytime you come back on the road trailing by double digits to get a win, and you're just one spot off the bottom of the standings, at least in your conference, as they were in the Central, that's a big win, especially against a team like Nagasaki. So you can look at the numbers, and overall, despite being out rebounded, Yokohama, despite 2 less threes, they did have 2 more makes inside the arc, and the free throw line obviously was a big help. Bench scoring, and well, anytime you got Damian Inglis coming off the bench, you're going to have plenty of bench scoring, and just overall solid performance, especially late from Yokohama in winning time. They'll remain 7th in the standings in the Central because they were 2 games adrift coming in of FE Nagoya, Fighting Eagles Nagoya. But they're at least, this is a win that they can build on, and they'll try to get the second win tomorrow. Nagasaki dropping to 13 and 14. And remember, Nagasaki had gone on a nice winning streak, but now they've lost 2 in a row, having fallen to Sendai and now Yokohama. So they'll try to stop the rot tomorrow when these 2 teams trade blows again. Inglis with a game-high 23, also had the 15 rebounds. So game highs in both departments for him. 5 assists for Kiefer Ravena. As we've been saying all game, Udai Baba, the real star for this Nagasaki team. He had 18 points. And it was the 7 rebounds from Zach leading the way, 4 assists from Smith, who was plagued by foul trouble for really the entire game. And our key players, and well, they were key players. Babai, overall strong shooting, 3 threes, 2 threes for Kiefer. Baba with 6 more points, 1 more assist for for Ravenna, but it felt like Udai Baba had to do a lot more today for his team than Kiefer Ravenna did for his, and just perhaps a better all-round team performance got Yokohama to the finish line. So again, some of the action coming up tomorrow. All the game twos, and take your pick. Obviously, these two teams upper right in that second column, tipping off tomorrow at 2:05 local time. FE Nagoya did win today, 78-67 at Shimane. So Yokohama will not be picking up any ground on them. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. The B-League doesn't get any better than this. Yokohama B-CORSAIRS winning it 79-75 at Nagasaki Velcro here in the Happiness Arena. Thanks for watching.